Hello, friends. This is Katie Wright, and today I am so excited, and it just made me so happy to um, make a birthday card that I could show you how to make, and it's really, really simple. And one of the reasons why I really like to do birthday cards is how many times do we go into the stores to look for a birthday card, a last minute birthday card for a friend or relative or somebody that we want to celebrate their birthday, let them know we're thinking about them. And don't you think it's the hardest thing to find a nice birthday card that really kind of feels something good that you feel something good about and is personal to that person. And so what I like to do is I've been trying to find ways to do different kinds of birthday cards that you cannot find in a store. It just has a special handmade look to it. And one of the things that is really fun to do is do birthday cakes. So I've done several other kinds of birthday cards, as you know. And let me see if I have some. I have a few of them here. I have a little box called birthday box. So here it is. Let me look at some. So I've done some cards, like for a lady friend. I made a card like that. And then I have a design for a little cupcake card. This one and this one here I have never done yet, but I drew a picture of a birthday card, a birthday cake. Here's one birthday cake on a truck. Oh, I guess I must have loved that one because I did two of those. And then, yeah, I did one of a cupcake, but I don't see it here. Or sometimes I just do a little flower card. And yeah, I wish I could find a cupcake one, which I really like, but I don't see it here. So anyway, just to show you some of the other cards I've been practicing with, and I have some already that I've shown in our forgiving community. So I'll give you the links to a couple of them so you can take a look at some of those too. But today is a birthday cake birthday card. And so I've been experimenting, and I wanted to do something more kind of abstract, more than just a typical looking birthday cake. So this is the original one I did, and I think I really like this one too. I used a little bit darker colors. Then I went to this one, and then I made this into lighter colors. And I really kind of like this one a lot. And so I'm thinking that I will show you how I made this card. Okay. So I think I'm going to do two cards. Let me get another sheet of paper. And you know that I have lots of pieces of paper cut out already. I use Arches watercolor paper for this because they make really, really beautiful cards. And let me see, the size of this is all the cards I cut so that they fit right onto the standard A2 card. So it just fits like this. And this is 4 inches. Just a little bit over 4 and a little bit over 5. 4 1/8 by 5 1/8, I think. Yep. This isn't writing very well. This is ready to go to the garbage can. So let me write this out for you. 4 1/8 by 5 1/8 is a really good size for a A2 birthday card. No, this is 3 3/4. I'm sorry. 3 3/4. Gee, why doesn't any of my pens, they're not working. Let me take all out of ink. 3 3/4 by guys, they're like just 5 1/4. So that is the size. So I have 2 pieces of paper out here, and I'm going to now determine what colors I want to use. And I think they're going to be mainly just real pale colors. So let's go ahead and let me show you how I draw this cake. And where is my brush? I like to use a flat brush. Shame on me. I was all ready for this class, and I thought I pulled out all the paint brushes that I use. But I can't seem to find that one brush. It's a flat bristle brush. Just a minute. Sorry about that. I'm just gonna pull out a new one because I do have a new one. It's this. I buy a set of brushes and they come in these different sizes, and it's always really good because this brush I don't use that often, but I really like to use this for some things. Oh, here it is. It's stuck in this water. Let me wipe it off. So now I don't have to open up a new brush. So I'm going to put this brush back. Okay, this is the size of brush. And I'm going to first start out by trying to figure out the size of the cake. And to do that, I'm going to use a very pale color. What I'm thinking that maybe I would use color that is on this little paint set that I have. I like this paint set because I have lots of pale colors in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a color that is pale, kind of like maybe pale blue. And let's go ahead and put the blue right here. Over here. And I really try not to put a lot of pigment onto this because all this is just kind of like the start of a cake. I'm just going to put a little bit of white. And let's see how that'll do. Just make it pale enough. Put some water in here. And then I'm going to make a cake. I'm going to look at the one that I made. And I'm going to make a very square cake. So I probably would make it about right about here. And I'm just going to draw a square. And I'm going to make it a little bit on the long side. You probably can't see it, huh? So let me go ahead and draw this again on this side. So here's my two cakes, and I'm going to show you on a piece of paper so you could see what that size looks like, what the cake looks like. So I'm just going to go ahead and draw on here. What I did was I drew a cake that looks about square like this. All it is just a kind of a square that's maybe a little bit longer than wide. It just all it is looks like a window. Okay. And then I'm going to, after that, I'm going to draw the plate that it stands on. So I'm just going to go like this and go around, draw a circle here. And then I'm going to make it just a little bit of another line to show that this is a thin plate. And it kind of shows this. And you don't have to do this if you don't want to. Then I'm going to draw the pedestal that it stands on. So that's all it is. You just have to kind of visualize that and draw that to fit this piece of card. And so now then I have mine to draw. I don't know why it looks so dark here. But anyway, so I'm just going to go ahead and draw with the pencil the little plate. That's going to come down like this. And I'm going to do it. Just do another little, and then a little pedestal. So let's just work on this one and see how it goes, okay? So once I'm done with that, I'm just going to go ahead and try to draw some color into it, into my cake. So I don't think it really matters what size brush you use on this one. I just would use some kind of a smaller size brush. And let me see, how would this brush work? So first one, I'm going to start out with a yellow on top. And I'm just going to pick this yellow here out of this palette. This is a real bright kind of a yellow I could see. So I'm just going to use this. Kind of looks like that, kind of a little fluorescent. It has a little bit, it's very different than just a regular yellow. I don't know what it is, but it looks really bright. So I'm just going to draw a line of yellow towards the top of the cake and come down. And then draw another line. And you don't have to just be perfect or anything. And then I just lift a little bit of the edge on top. And on that edge, I think I'm just going to fill it with white. So, and then I'm thinking that maybe I'll just put a little bit of yellow down here just to, for no rhyme, no reason, I'm just going to go ahead and just put a bunch of paints on here. And then I'm going to go for a blue. I wish my table was bigger and the camera space was bigger, but it's not. So I'm going to use a kind of a medium blue here. And then see how we do with that. Medium blue. And so I'm going to put just a blob of, put a little water on here. And here's my blue. And I'm making this pretty wet because I want this to look like it's just kind of water dribbling down this cake. Doesn't have to be perfect. Now I'm going to take maybe a little bit darker blue, and I'm just going to dab some blue in here too. I don't know what's going to happen there, but I'm just going to do that. And then I'm going to take a little bit of pink and see if I could just dab some pink in here this way. I want it to be like a candy pink color. Just gonna dab it in. And you know, in the beginning, it kind of looks like it's nothing. You wonder what's gonna happen. But you're just playing, just play with colors and see what happens. Take this. And on the bottom, I'm just gonna try a little bit of peach. And I'm just gonna let the peach come up this way. So remember, you could do whatever color you want. All you're doing is just playing. That's all. There's no rhyme, no reason for what I'm doing. I'm just kind of taking the colors I like, and I'm filling in this square with the colors that I think might look good. Okay. So I think that that's good. Now I might just go ahead and put a little border down here that's a little bit, again, maybe I'll use that blue again. And put a little border down here just to give it a little bit of definition. Down here. Just a little light line. And that's good. Now I'm going to take some white. Where is my white? Here's my white. See, my disc is tiny and these little paint boxes are larger, and I'm having a hard time with that. I'm going to put a white watercolor paint. I don't think I'm going to dilute it. I'm just going to keep it this way, and I'm just going to draw right on the top here. Need a little bit more water. And I'm just going to kind of put a little layer of frosting, but you don't have to do it perfect, because you just want it to look kind of messy, like what frosting looks like, right, on a cake. I put a white there, and I think I'm going to come in and fill just a little bit of white here. And just dab in the white right in here. And that's it. You're just kind of doing a little, looks like a patchwork quilt. Okay. Now I'm going to take a brush with a very tiny, tiny tip, real fine brush. I think this one will do. And I'm going to draw in the plate. And for the plate, I'm going to use a black paint. And I already have some in here because I use this a lot. I just have a little Sumi ink, and this is my Sumi ink. You don't have to use this. You could use a black watercolor. I always seem to use it a lot, and I could make it dark or light. So I always keep that in my little plate. So let's see if this is So now I'm going to draw the little plate, okay? I'm going to draw the little plate around with a little thin brush. And I'm going around. And even though I did do a little pencil plate, you know, you don't have to follow that. Just kind of doing my own thing here. And that's going to be the cake plate. And I'm going to draw a little line, and I'm going to do another roll, another little fine line here. This is so much fun because you don't have to me, the more imperfect it is, the better it looks, because it looks like you handmade it. And I think the part of handmade things is that it just looks more charming when you don't make it everything perfect. Okay, here's the bottom of the cake plate. Now I'm just going to go ahead and draw a little line. Right here. There, now we have our cakes sitting on a plate. I'm thinking that maybe I'm just going to really dilute this way down and get this color to be real light. And maybe I'm just going to go right up the sides a little bit to give this cake a little bit more definition. Then here's the top of the cake. See how it's just kind of going on like ink is not all in it and it's not really perfect. So that's where it is now. And then we're going to do let's start working on while this rest is drying. Let's let it dry a little bit. And let's go ahead and do some flowers. So I'm going to get this really bright pink. You see me using this and that because I collect a lot of colors and I just know which colors I really like. So we'll put that right here. And I like this real fluorescent pink because it's a little bit brighter than anything else I could use. So on this, I'm going to draw a row of flowers with a pencil. And I'm going to put 4 flowers. I'm just going to do 1 flower here, 2, 3, and flowers make real simple. So I'm just kind of making little flowery shapes, but they're not really perfect. And I'm just going to go here and let's start with this in flower, and I'm just going to draw my own flowers in here. A little center left open, so there's 1 flower. Now the second flower, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just keep it very simple. Don't make it, you don't even have to make it look like flowers if you don't want. You could just put shapes up here. Can you see that? Another little flower. And the last. Okay, so while that's drying, what we're going to do is we're going to put in the background color. And I'm going to take that thick brush again, or maybe is this too thick? I'm not sure. Make maybe something a little bit smaller. And I'm going to find some, well, I have a color, I'm looking for gray. And this set has a Payne's gray, so I'm going to use Payne's gray. In fact, I'm going to use the white the paint that I have in here. And I'm going to mix a little bit of Payne's gray in here because Payne's gray alone may be too dark. So mixed white with your gray, Payne's, the lightest gray that you have. And mine has to be, the name is Payne's gray. And I'm going to mix that in here. And I'm going to put more water in here. Okay. Now I'm going to take this gray and I'm going to put some background color onto this cake. Water on the bottom. And also another thing is if you have a pencil mark in here that seems like it's too much pencil mark, I would find a eraser and try to get some of that off. See, like right here, I have a little bit too much pencil mark. Once you watercolor over a pencil mark, you cannot get it off. So I always forget that, and I just forget to erase my pencil marks, but it's really important that we remember to do that. Okay, I'm gonna switch, come around this way. And then I'm just leaving a little bit of a space. And I'm gonna swoop to the top. And come this way. And come to the side. And you know, you don't have to put this background in if you don't want to. I'm just kind of really into backgrounds right now, so. And it's kind of a challenge for me to do it. So I'm just gonna do it because I think it's probably would make this cake look really different with the background or without the background. And either way works fine. I'm not gonna tell everyone that you should do it. Now I'm just gonna go in here. And I'm going to kind of go around the flowers. I don't go right next to it because I don't want the paint to blur or run. So you just leave a little bit of a space in between, which is fine. It just looks great. Okay, so now we color the background gray. Payne's gray is for like Payne's gray and white. Made this gray right here. Okay, so here is what this card looks like now. And I'm still waiting for the rest of the body to dry because I don't want to mess around until this whole thing is dry. So what I'm going to do is I'm now going to draw the little flowers that I put right around the bottom of this plate. So I'm going to do one flower right here, one simple flower here with a stem, and I'm going to put a little heart, and then another flower here. And let me see, what color? I think I'll use little bit different colored pink down here. So let me see. Maybe I'm just going to take a little bit of this light pink out of here. And then I'm just going to mix it in with the other pink that I have. And then I'm going to mix a little bit of red. Let's mix a little bit of red in here. And a little bit of orangey red. And let's see where that takes us. So the first flower I'm going to draw will be right here. I'm going to make a little flower. Same thing with 4 little petals. You know, it's really a good idea for you to learn how to make these fine, detailed flowers and things using a fine brush, because it gives you a lot of practice in drawing these. And then I'm going to draw another flower here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I'm going to draw, shade it in. And I think I'm going to make this one a little bit bigger. So just go in here and extend its outline out. And then right in the center, we'll put a little heart. I'll mix a little bit, make it a little bit deeper red. And here's a heart. Hearts always mean a lot, right? When you put a heart on cards. So whoever you're making this birthday card for, be nice to put a little heart in here. Okay. Rinse your brush out. Now I'm going to put some, I'm going to put a stem to and I'm going to show you, I'm taking some green right here. I don't know, maybe darker green too. That's a nice green. So I'm going to add a little bit of dark. Okay. Going to just wipe it down just a little bit. This brush has a little bit of a little something on the tip. I want it to be nice and chart. Now I'm going to just, all he has to do is just, I'm just going to draw a line. And I'm going to make this flower stem not real fine. I'm going to make it kind of big. Like you cut out a piece of paper this size. Kind of looks like a paper cutout. And I'm going to do that right here. Just make a little square oblong shape. And see, it just looks like you cut out a little piece of paper or felt or something. That's what it looks like. And then I'm going to put a little bit more water on here. And then I'm going to put a leaf. And see, now the paint underneath is dry, so you could do some things with it. And then if you kind of feel like your plate's a little crooked in shape, you could go ahead and put the leaf right outside of this plate, see? And it just really covers a lot of things up. So I'm going to do that. Cover that. So now I have two little flowers with the leaves, a flower, a heart in the center, and maybe I'll just add just a little bit of green stem and just a little bit. Just a little leaf. I'm going to make it turn around this way. And then, and this one, you know, I added more water to the green so you can see it's not quite as thick as the one that I did in the center. Try to make it feel a little bit lighter. But I do want it to stand out because I want it to kind of, because the cake is real pale. So this is what I did. And now let's go ahead and take the top flowers and then add, again, add a same kind of stem right here. I should have been a little bit more careful with this. And I'm making them, I think I'm going to just bring this right into the cake. Cake right into it. So instead of putting candles on top, you are just actually putting flowers. Okay, so then let's go ahead and do some leaves. And you could fill that in if you want to, but I think for me, I'm just gonna leave this leaves just kind of open. And this one here didn't come out very good. Okay. So these are the leaves on top of the cake. And then what should we do here? I think I'm going to now decorate the cake. And right here on top of the cake, I think I'm going to do, I need it to look like frosting or something. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get this, my favorite bleed-proof white. And then I'm going to put little dots right here. Okay, and then underneath that, I'm going to get a where is my pen? I'm going to get one of the pens. Oh, let me see if this pen will do. This looks pretty pale. I thought I had one out here, but right here it is. I'm not sure. This is a Posca pen. I'm going to try this. I'm not sure if this will show up, but I could just try it. It shows up just a little bit, so that's fine. And I'll just put a little dot right here. There. Then, let me see, where could I do a, and I'm going to put on some bright pink again. And then I'm going to put, let me see, maybe little lines. Little lines here. So, you know, whatever you want to, you just put on little designs. And I think like this on the bottom, let me see, I may just go, I might just put little, let me see, what could I put on the bottom? I might just kind of go, put another little roll of like little waves. I'm not doing a good job with that though. I don't think this is the right ink. I think it's too thin. So I'm gonna go back to this ink, my other brush, and see if I could do a better job. I think this is better. I'm just gonna go like this. A little, and then here I'm going to put little black dots. And little black lines, maybe. Little tiny lines. And maybe I'll put in little triangles. Little triangles, and maybe in the yellow, I'm gonna put in little dots with black. You see, you just kind of do whatever you want to do. I mean, I really don't know what I'm doing, but I'm just trying to. And then right there where I painted it white, I probably have to do something right in there. I want to do some kind of a design. So I'm going to do, let me see, what color can we add there? Why don't we add, oh, maybe I'll just add some light blue. Just very light blue. And then maybe this one, I'm just gonna go this way. Light blue. You see, so it really doesn't matter what you do. You just wanna fill it in with there. So that's it, that's done. And then there's one more thing. I like to do to the background to make it more interesting and kind of liven it up because that background looks kind of dull and gray. So I'm going to take this bleed proof white again and take my fine tip brush. This is getting kind of old, so I have to really dig to the bottom for more color here. Wow. Okay, so let's do this. Now we're going to take your little fine brush point and you're going to add little white lines in this gray. See what I'm doing here? It's almost like little dots. But you're going to add some white little dots in here, and it really makes this look so interesting when you do this. So these are some of the things that you could do to your artwork to make it look from just a basic work to something that has some more interesting things going on. So I would call this kind of this is very abstract kind of art because, like I say, we're not really, you're just kind of playing a little game here, you know, doing whatever you want to do. Dot, dot, dot. And I think it's learning all these little techniques and how you could, you know, really add some creativity to your work rather than just leaving the background plain and then, you know, leaving nothing really interesting to look at. I really like to do these little details because it just adds so much personality. So here we go from this corner. I'm going to down here, add these little dots. And you don't even have to think about it. You know, you could just. What do you think? Do you think you could go for something like this? So I think when you look at your art, whatever you do, you have to make sure that, you know, you add bright and you add real subtle colors, and it just can't be all bright or it can't be all subtle, because when you do it too subtle and you don't do anything, it makes it look faded, right? And then if you do nothing but bright, then of course it looks like another kind of art. I mean, it kind of it becomes too much. So I think it's kind of learning what to do and when to stop, and all that is really, really important in producing really nice, attractive artwork. And you see, I'm not even, these marks that I'm making on this side is really changing from what I did on the other side, but it doesn't really matter. Or you could even add little dots if you want to. I love working like this because it's so much fun. Okay, see where you have in between the flowers? You could go right in here in between the flowers and add these little marks right in there. And then just come out. so much fun doing this. And just and when you do these kind of things, it really helps you to with your fine finger skills, and just gives you it's just like art practice. And these, I guess maybe I did it a little bit finer over here, so I'm just going to go back here and add some more here. And it's really nice because the gray that I use, if you remember, I diluted it quite a bit with white. So you don't, I didn't make it real dark. Okay, so this is all done. Let me bring it up close to you. Can you see it? It's so pretty. And so if you want to, you could look at it, and I'm looking at this as a finished thing, and I'm really happy with it. But I'm kind of wondering, what would it look like if I added, kind of looks like it needs a little bit more of, I don't know, something darker. So I'm going to try putting outline to it that's maybe a little bit deeper than what I've done. So let me try that. I'm either going to like it or I'm going to hate it. But I'm taking that chance, see? And I think I like it. And again, I'm not really doing it perfect. It's not even touching the cake. I really like it. I think that it's giving a little bit more definition. So let me try it down here. Let me see right down here. And now I'm even going a little bit more overboard. What if I just add it right here? Just a little bit here and there. Not all the way through, but just a little bit. And over that blue on the right here, I might just put a little dot or something. Just add a little bit of darkness to it. And I think that's it. I think that's it. Maybe just a little bit here. Not a whole lot. Just a little drop there. There. Oh, and inside the flowers, I think I'm going to make inside those flowers a little dot of black too, because right here, not a lot, just a little bit, just little dots. There. Now I'm happy. Okay, so let's take a look. What do you think? Can you see it? I think this is the cutest cake I've ever seen. This is really cute. And then on this other card, if you notice, I wrote happy birthday on top. And you could also do that. So that's one way. But this one here, I'm just going to leave it plain without adding happy birthday. Okay, so here it is. Let's get it up close so you can see. There we go. Well, I had fun. I hope you had fun looking at this video, or if you weren't doing it with me, then go ahead and watch it again and make one of your own. And I think that you should make several of these and keep it on hand, because you could always pull it out. It's good for either a, it looks kind of feminine, but you can make it look a little bit more masculine too on your own. And you could also give it to men too. Okay, so thanks for watching, and it was really fun, and doing this really makes me happy. I'm telling you, it just puts me in a really good mood. So I hope this will do the same for you too. Thank you. Bye-bye.